Right, we are live. Hey guys, how's it going? Welcome back to the Kiwi Lads channel. We are here for yet another match of the Vancouver Sevens. This one, it is a big game. USA taking on Kenya. Kenya would love to make themselves through to that quarterfinals. It's going to be tough for them though. 4 out of the last 5 times the USA have been able to be victorious in this fixture. But in the lineup for Kenya, they have got Oriambo, Hamwa, also Akesi, Oyo, Tabo, Anya, and Omondi. They are very good players for Kenya. And then alongside them in the opposition for this match, it is going to be Joe Schroeder, Maceo Brown. Then it is also Brazil, Perry Baker, Kevon Williams, and then Esdale, and then Lecomte is going to be there as well for the USA. So this is going to be a tricky one for them. I do see that Carlin Isles is missing from their side currently. And now Kevon Williams leading out as USA boys. They are going to be ready to go in this fixture. But anyone who is new to the channel, be sure to leave a like and subscribe. We are going to be covering plenty more games of the Sevens coming up in the near future. So if you are new, be sure to hit that like button. But now it will be the Kenyans who will be kicking off for this game. Do let me know your score predictions in the chat as well. Esdale, he's a mammoth figure, quite a lot taller than a lot of the other players in that lineup. But currently now Kenya, they have got their hands on the ball. They'll be ready to go. And also I should mention off the bench, Bush Mwale is going to be there for Kenya, and he is a sensational talent. And now currently it is going to be the Fijian referee for this game, Tavita Rocco Vernier, I believe it is, or Vernini, maybe is the pronunciation of that one. But now Kevon Williams going to be ready to go for this game. Captains, all good to go? Yes, we are. And Kenya, they will be kicking off this game like I mentioned. But anyone who is new, be sure to let me know whether or not you feel that either of these sides can win the Vancouver Sevens. I mean, USA theoretically are the closest for time zone-wise. You would like to think. So they will have a decent chance. But it is going to be the USA get to kick off this ball now. It has gone into touch, and it will be a reset here, or in fact a line out for the USA now. Currently, the big thing is here, whoever wins this game has a very good chance of making it through to the next stage, because in this group you've got Fiji and you've also got England, so it's not going to be an easy group at all. It's nicely taken there by the USA, now offloading it back across. Kevon Williams passing it to his first receiver, I believe it is Lecomte now with a good run. 40's going straight through Lecomte, but he's wrestled down by one of the big Kenyans, and it is so important that they make those tackles. Perry Baker now off another great step there, and I believe that would have been Maceo Brown with a good step. Now trying to skip and kind of gallop their way through. Oh, close to above the horizontal. Got to be careful with those tackles, or else you can end up with yourself in the bin. I haven't seen big Joe Schroeder yet. I see him lurking in the back. He did have his mullet for the Tokyo Olympics, then unfortunately got rid of it, which was a bit of a shame. Now Perry Baker goes back across once again now to Schroeder. Nice step. Ball on the inside. Lecomte, he didn't mean to flick it out, but it did end up popping out the back. This has been all position for the USA in the early stages of this game. Kevon Williams, nice step going across once again. Now looking towards the try line down the wing. It will be the try, and it is going to be Esdale who has been able to go in and get the first try of the match, and it is the USA who do strike first. Currently sitting 5 minutes 20 left of this first half, and it is Esdale who does end up picking up that first try of the match for the USA. Kenya, they cannot allow the USA to run away with this game, because if they do, it will get them into a lot of trouble in the competition. Definitely with the group, like I mentioned, Fiji in there, and alongside them, you have also got England, who can be deceptive at times for how well they do play. But currently now, it's going to be the USA who will be very happy. Go the Americans, says Tesla there as well. But now kicking the, wow, that's an absolutely terrible kick for the drop kick. That will certainly not be making any highlight reel, as I just said, because that one almost ended up hitting one of the guys who were actually assisting to one of the other players on the USA team, I believe it was. But currently now, it is going to be Kevon Williams once again kicking this one off for the USA. Kicks it high, kicks it long, just outside of the 22. Taken very nicely there by Edwards Tabo. Now trying to get a bit of an attack going for Kenya. Yeah, and also we have got there, come on, Kenya, and what a kick in the next hit, Carter. And there says it was Tesla. Yeah, not exactly a kick that he will want to remember. That is for sure. Apparently Kenya, they do get the penalty. Oh, Looking through, like they're saying, so many talents in the Kenyan lineup. They take the quick tap. I believe now it is going to be big Oriambo. Not quite able to go through the gap yet, but now starting to get some nice meterage made for Kenya, trying to find that elusive offload that might give them the opportunity. Now it is going to be down the wing for Nelson Oyo. Big shove off that was close to being forward, but straight on the ball. It's a penalty to Kenya now, and it looks like they do want to take the quick tap. It is Hamwa who does take it quickly now. Backline movement once again going across for the Kenyans. Ball on the inside. Brilliant run. And Kenya score. Wakesa scores it between the posts. Almost put that ball down a little bit too early. Almost put it down before actually reaching the line there. But that is out of excitement for Kevin Wakesa there. And now they are going to be pushing the USA because they will have the lead here in this game theoretically for Kenya. And up against the USA, anything is possible for the Kenyans. But the USA finishing 6th in last week's Singapore Sevens. The Kenyans were a little bit lower on the rankings, unfortunately, for them. It was a bit of a shame. But now, Kenya straight out in front. Good strike of the ball. 7 points to 5 now in favour of Kenya. Could this be an upset win, perhaps, that we do get to see? Really working hard, the Kenyans. But now, it's going to be another kickoff for the USA. At the moment, it was a very well-constructed try for Kenya. They didn't really try and push it too quickly. They just allowed the breakdowns to happen. Currently in the men's standings, it is South Africa in first on 98 points, Australia in second on 83, tied with Argentina, but the points differential in favour of Australia. Then USA, Ireland, France, Samoa and New Zealand sitting in 15th and 16th currently, but they will be trying to make their way up a little bit further by the end of this one, I would think. Now, just waiting for this one to be kicked off. It seems like we've got a little bit of a stoppage here in play. Hopefully nothing too serious. Might be just an injury of some sort. Possibly. It's not half-time, is it? No, it's not. The Rugby World Cup Sevens 2022, they are just showing it's going to be September 9th to September 11th. Tickets are on sale for Cape Town for that one. But yeah, I think there must be an injury or something along those lines, as it does seem like there is a bit more of a stoppage than they would like. Just at this final little moment of the first half, we're currently sitting 5 minutes through. They're not really showing us what's going on. So I assume it's either a player is down with an injury or there's a streaker on the field or something along those lines that they don't want to show us at this stage. Playing in 2022, the Rugby World Cup in New Zealand for 2021, but playing in 2022, that will be the 8th of October to the 12th of November when that one will be taking place, and we are hopefully going to be covering that on the channel also. So if you are new to the channel, be sure to leave a like and subscribe to the channel. But now, still waiting. Okay, I think there is actually a player down on the halfway line, which is why there is so much concern and why we are seeing the crowd rather than what is happening. Because in that far away angle, it almost looked like there was just someone still down on halfway. So hopefully not a serious injury, although with the fact that they have gone to different camera angles, it makes me quite concerned for the player. And also what makes me concerned is the fact that the commentators haven't mentioned it once yet. It looks like there is a player down possibly on the halfway line now. Few concerned looks. There's a couple minions in the crowd by the looks of it there. Currently, quite a few supporters of all of the sides at the ground, which is awesome to see in Vancouver. They always bring out such an atmosphere. But yeah, like I mentioned, that player's still going to be down for a little bit longer. I was wondering why I had that random piece that's just sticking out the side. It's going to annoy me if I don't deal with that, but it is all right just for now. But this will end up causing a little bit of a delay, which means the next game that was going to be starting at 5:50 might start a little bit later. And beautiful stadium with a roof as well. And that's sure is. And why was the game paused? I believe there's a player down on halfway who looks like he's in not a good way. And I'm not too sure whether or not it is a Kenyan or a USA player, but someone was down and they had a stretcher out there. So I just hope he's all right, whoever it is. The USA just having a bit of a team huddle here. I'm trying to work out who it's going to be. Oh, injury and back play to Perry Baker. That is a huge one. So hopefully he's going to be all right. I'm not too sure what it is, but some sort of injury to Perry Baker. That is a massive hit to USA. They already don't have Carlin Isles for this series. And now it seems like they're going to be one more man short here. Yeah, I really hope. Okay, like they're saying, he should be okay, but they're just taking every precaution possible, which is why they are giving him the respect of not zooming in right on it, like kind of into his face while waiting. See if he is going to be all right. I'm not actually sure what the contact was initially that caused Perry Baker to stay down and Perry out. Kenya have a fighting chance. Says Austin exactly right. And at the end of the day, having no Perry Baker, having no Carlin Isles, that takes away a lot of the speed of the USA. But Kenya, they're still going to have to play well for the second half once we do get around to it. And also, no, not Baker, says Tesla there. And I'm not too sure how long the stoppage will be. I assume it's going to be another minute or so. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go back and actually have a look to see how the injury came about for Perry Baker. Right, where is he? There he is. He's in my sights. Whereabouts is he now? Right, Perry Baker. Okay, he got knocked unconscious for that one, Perry Baker. So it's not going to be anything more than, I believe, maybe a concussion. But the way that it happened was one of the Kenyans' legs ended up getting him right on the temple, and he went down and was pretty prone. And I think he got knocked out pretty quickly for that one. So that is why they're taking so much precaution. I didn't see that the first time around. I guess it's one of those ones that when you get the chance to look back at it, you don't notice until you see it again. Yeah, speedy recovery for Perry Baker, although I'd assume at the minimum he's got a concussion and he will be out for the rest of this Vancouver Sevens, which is a huge hit for them, but they're just taking all precautions, making sure he is going to be all right, Perry Baker, which means putting him on a stretcher and taking him off the field. I don't believe he's made it back to his feet as of yet, though, Perry Baker, which is always a big concern for a player. Currently, Joe Schroeder going over to check on him. And I like this saying, just taking all precautions here. Kevon Williams, Joe Schroeder goes over to him as well. And a few people with some Easter eggs on the head. And also, oh man, that's cold. I hope Perry's okay. And there says Tesla, yeah. So I believe he will be up for the rest of this Vancouver Sevens, sadly. But hopefully he will be back for the, I guess, next competition, which is in a few weeks' time. I believe that is also going to be in the Northern Hemisphere, but I'll quickly have to reschedule a few of my live streams with the fact that this one will end up with a bit more of a delay. We're probably at about 10 minutes or 5 to 10 minutes of this one being delayed. So I am just going to quickly edit a couple of my start times of the next ones. I feel like 5:55 might even be a generous one for the game between Fiji and England getting underway, just with how long. As well, like I mentioned, they got to take all the precautions just to make sure that Perry Baker is going to be all right, and speedy recovery for that man as well. Hey, there's a man who is dressed like the Count off Sesame Street. He is, I don't think he ever saw the Count do that. He actually just swigs some beer, which is something you probably don't see from the Count. He doesn't go one beer, two beers, or else he probably wouldn't be allowed on Sesame Street. I wouldn't think. Currently now, I will actually mention the next series that are going to be taking place for the World Sevens Circuit. It is actually the women's side of things, and that is going to be in a couple of weeks' time, and should be very exciting to see it in action for the ladies, because we haven't seen them in a little while. Of course, a few Hulk Hogans around the goal or around the ground. There's always a few Hulk Hogans about. Currently now, they are just still attending to Perry Baker. And I see that the Kenyans, this is kind of a real momentum halter for them in this game, for not just the USA, but also for Kenya, who are currently leading this game by the 2 points. Currently, Perry Baker, I believe they will be close to taking him off the field anyway. I know he was put onto the stretcher, and I'm not too sure where it went from there, but he was getting greeted by his teammates in the form of Schroeder. And also it was actually Kevon Williams, the captain, was concerned with Perry Baker. He has had so many caps in the past for USA and is a game changer for them. So not having him for the rest of this game or the rest of the tournament might be pretty big. I believe he is now on the stretcher and on the cart by the looks of it at the back. But there are a few Despicable Me fans who are in attendance by the looks of it, and everyone being brought together by the minions at this stage by the looks of it. Now currently just waiting for the second half to get underway. That's the thing. They always don't really allow too many injuries or extra time or anything along those lines in the schedule. They only have about 22-minute increments, which does mean if anything goes wrong, whether it's an injury or something along those lines, a little bit of extra time, you actually look at going behind. But Corey Toole at the moment is sitting in second for the men's series tries, and Terry Kennedy in first with 28. Kevon Williams making an honourable mention there, sitting on 24. And most series points, Dietrich Roach sitting at the top with Steve Thomasine, who is actually not in this series by the looks of it. The round of applause for Perry Baker. He is making his way off the field now on the stretcher. And yeah, quick recovery for Perry Baker, like I mentioned, but he was knocked out on the knee, I believe it was, of a Kenyan player as he was trying to make the tackle. Just got the head on the wrong side and took some heavy contact. But now Kenya about to kick this one off. That's the thing. You end up being full of adrenaline and then you stop for 10 minutes. That's going to be a huge test for both of these sides to try and find that momentum once again. It is about to be kicked off by Tabo, who is about to get us underway. Still 3 minutes left of this first half. So still plenty of time for both of these sides to be able to go on and possibly get themselves one or two more tries. It's going to be kicked off long there. Nicely taken by the youngster. And it was Lacamp who has still got that ball on the side of the USA. So I believe Perry Baker has been replaced. Not too sure who it was who they have actually replaced him with at this point in time. There's a good run forward once again there from Maceo Brown. Now Kevon Williams goes back across. My voice was trying to disappear there. Joe Schroeder, nice running across field. Now finding the offload to Brazil there. Still available. Good counter ruck from the Kenyans, but Brazil with the bounce pass after Kevon Williams. Now Lacamp goes out wide. Nice little bit of step in there from, I believe, I want to say that was Isdale, the try scorer from earlier on. And this match for the USA, that is a knock on, and Kenya going to have them under pressure here once again. But Lacamp is not quite able to hang on to that one. He's got a ton of pace, and they're going to have to really be strategic with how they build themselves going forward in this competition, the USA. They have got a couple more tough games. England will be one, and then also Fiji will be another. Fiji, it's going to be a certain battle between those two lineups. But currently 40 meters out, it's going to be Tabu who has got the opportunity to feed this ball in for the Kenyans. Now only a minute 40 left of this first half as well, I should mention. Now about to put it in for Tabu. Does pop out the back of the ruck for the Kenyans. And now once again going to be looking for this backline opportunity. Nice cutting run on the inside from Anya. Drag down, still the 40 out. Little bit of a counter ruck from the USA. Protecting it nicely though for the Kenyans. Hang on to it now. Wide slinging pass from Tabu. Now out the back line it is going to be in the hands of Oriambo, who is a brilliant player when he gets a tiny bit of space. I'm looking forward to seeing Bush Wiley linking up with Oriambo off the bench in the later stages. Now back line for Kenya. Good tackle made by Lacamp. Had to be made or else the Kenyan was going straight through the gap in the form of, I believe that time it was on Monday. I was getting the opportunity. Oriambo finds the offload up, and it's going to be another try here. And it is Waseka who has been able to score his second try of the match for Kenya. And they have now taken all momentum in this game. Kevin Wakesa scoring in the second minute of the match, or somewhere around there, now scoring himself another try here for Kenya. Very nicely done. Finding the offload from Billy Oriambo. And then Kevin Wakesa is able to go over the line and score the try. So now a little bit more of a lead here for Kenya going into halftime, and they won't be complaining about that one bit. I wouldn't be thinking for Kenya. They're saying second score of the match for the Kenyans. Hard drop kick attempt here, and also go Kenya. Says Tesla, and yeah, looking very good, although that kick did miss. It was going to be a tough one, though, and they have still got time for one more reset. So I believe we might even be lucky for that next game to start at 6, depending on how it goes. So they have lost about 15 minutes worth of time at this stage, or about 10 minutes worth by the time they do get round to this game ending. Oh, they took too long to kick off Kenya. That's a mistake that I don't think I've seen so far throughout the Singapore Sevens. But now it will be the scrum feed for the USA. It does mean that the game will be going a little bit later. So what I will quickly do at halftime is I will have to switch my live streams and set them for just a little bit later than they were initially going to be. But have finished second on 2 occasions in Canada, 2019 or 2018, sorry, in 2021. I remember that one fondly, where they were able to make it right through to the final to take on the Blitz box, in which they were defeated. But Kenya, they are currently ranked 10th in the world rankings. They'd love to change that, though. Now ball out the back to Kevon Williams. Goes for a big shot on him. He's going to be staying down as well. That might be another injured player. Double blow of the whistle here. Okay. Against Seven White. Shoulder charge and late against on Monday. Red or yellow? It's a yellow card, so he's off the field for the next 2 minutes there, and it will be the penalty to the USA once again by Kevon Williams. Boy, there was some contact there right round the face. Oh, no, in fact, it was just round the ribcage. It was a good wrap. And then, but they were saying it was just a little bit too late for him. And now, because of it, on Monday, going to be off the field for the next 2 minutes for Kenya. So a man disadvantage here for the Kenyans. And it is going to be the scrum feed for the USA. So this will give the USA a chance of getting back into this contest now. Kevon Williams about to put this ball in. But this first half might even go for about 15 minutes, depending on how it goes. But now LeCamp stepping across, and also the longest 7 game of all time. It must be close to it, definitely for a game that wasn't a 10-minute half game. But now going across, nice ball on the outside, back in his face. It's going to be a great tackle made, though, on, I believe it was Brazil. Now Schroeder passes it across. Good run for the USA. And just dragged down once again. It is to Paula. That's a knock on from USA. And we're going into halftime. 12 points to Kenya and 5 to the USA. So, ladies and gentlemen, Kenya still have a lead by a total of 7 points here. We are going to quickly update the Fiji versus England game. We're going to have to change that to 6 a.m. New Zealand time now that there has been a little bit more of a delay. But I'm hoping 6 a.m. should be fine. I think in South Africa versus Spain, more than likely 6:20 would do the job, somewhere around there, hopefully. If not, then I will just have to keep on updating it as we do keep on going. But there's a few more big games that are going to be taking place for both of these teams in the near future. Kenya, they've got their big game up against Fiji. That will be at 9 a.m. New Zealand time, or maybe a little bit later due to a couple of delays that we have seen there. But we have got a bit of a break after South Africa versus Spain, which is going to be quite a little layoff for ourselves there. But we will go like this. And we will go like this. There you go. Move the ball to space. Be decisive is the comment from the head of the USA. I just realized who he was for half a second. It took me way too long to work out who it was, though, which does have me a little bit concerned there. Lead 2 tries for Kenya, 1 for the USA into this matchup. Okay, 7 minutes to go with 1 minute sin bin as their comment. So now he will be fired up for this next kind of half, and they need to do something big here if you are in the shoes of the USA. You're down Perry Baker. That is something that you did not plan for in this game, but now you got to try and make the most of it. You got to try and find out what the next tactic is going to be for your side. But the next game that we are covering on the channel, it will be Fiji versus England, ladies and gentlemen, and that game will be taking place at approximately, I want to say 6 a.m. And then after that, Spain versus South Africa. And then we have got a bit of a break going straight through to Samoa versus Japan, which we will keep on updating accordingly to how the time does sit. Now about to kick off for the second half. It is going to be the number 1, Tabu, who will be getting us underway for the second half for the Kenyans now. With a 7-point lead. They can hang on. It will be a massive win. It could take the USA that's kicked out on the full. I was going to say they could take the USA out of the running, but with little mistakes like that from Kenya, there is also a chance that maybe the USA can just hang in this one for long enough to be able to fight back. But on Monday, he's still got another minute and a bit left of his yellow card. It's a scrum feed for the USA on the halfway line. But the Kenyan defense, we always know that they're going to be a tough side to try and break your way through. Like Kenya, they are tough. They are gritty, they are grindy, and they will give you a very tough game of rugby in the 7th circuit. And I think they're also a side that no one wants to go up against because of the fact that they're going to break you in half. Similar to what we see sometimes with Fiji, how pretty much you end up with injuries, like we saw Perry Baker getting knocked out. Kevon Williams, he goes through, he's got pace, and he has got just enough acceleration to score the try, and it is the first try of the second half for the USA. And it could be the first of many, depending on how they go. But it was Kevon Williams Oh, okay. He just said maybe. I think he might have done a hammy. No, he might be all right. He looked like he was a little bit hesitant in the way that he was running back to the mark, though. He went quick. He had the the Kenyan player right on his back. I think it was right when he was about to put down the ball. He might have done something to that leg. Hopefully he's going to be all right. But that's the thing. There's not a lot of slip on the ground, which does make it very tricky, I should say, to be able to slide over the line. The USA now getting themselves back into this contest. That should be a nice, easy kick over. They do get it, and it is going to be 12-all now between these two sides. Kevon Williams kicks it off, and now on Monday, he is back out on the field here. Taken very nicely by Edwards Herman Hamwa. Now Odiumbo fires it back across here. Kenya, they've got about 4 men on the short side, so if they can get through, they will certainly have numbers for their next attack and move. Now, I got a pass from Tabu. Almost doesn't work out for them, but just hanging on to the ball there for Kenya, keeping extremely low in the breakdown. USA right next to the breakdown now, trying to cause that pressure. Joe Schroeder trying to cut the man off. It's a good run forward from, it was their number 8 there. Once again, Herman Hamwa is going back for the initial penalty in favour of Kenya, but currently sitting about 20 metres out from their line. I believe they'll take the quick tap. This one's going to be a test of endurance for the last 4.5 minutes of this game. The last 4 penalties, we've had 3 against the USA, 1 against Kenya, and they will be kicking this one for the touchline, in fact. They're going to slow it down just a little bit more. And it's a good kick for the touchline from, I believe it was their number 7 on Monday, the man who did get penalised and yellow carded for that ribcage shot of Kevon Williams. But it looks like Kevon Williams now off the field, making a couple more changes here. I believe Gavin Diamore going to be making his way off there. But Mike Friday, he is the USA head coach here. He will be excited for the future of the USA Rugby. They were able to beat the Blitzboks in their last game, in the last tournament of the Singapore Sevens, which was pretty impressive indeed. But now the set play specialist, Tabo, stolen by Schroeder in the line out though. And now it is going to be back on the side of the USA, trying to pierce through the gap, and he does just that. And now getting close, Maceo Brown dragged down on the 22. Now looking to the short side, the USA Eagles now looking to go with a little flick on the inside. It was a risky play with the fact that they did still have the numbers on the outside. If they did need them close to a drop ball, it's going to be an advantage now. And Noble was a high tackle on him, so now they are going to be able to take the quick tap there for the USA. They weren't quite on the mark, though. That does get them in a little bit of trouble, and they do have to go back for the initial tap once again, unless they go on scrum now. Quick tap once that opportunity was gone. Talapusi now making his way out onto the field. I believe that is for the camp. And tackle completion at the moment, the percentage for Kenya is a little bit low, 58%, but they are still sitting drawn in this one. A draw in this game, now that I think about it, would be absolutely huge. And also, all-nighter, brother, says Johnny Blaze. It certainly is. We have been live streaming since 4:30 p.m. yesterday. So we've been going for currently 13 and a half hours, and we have still got another 8 hours to go. So we're going for about 21 and a half hours for today on the live stream side of things. But then after that, George is coming around, and we are going to be filming some FIFA for the Kiwi Lads Extras channel. If you haven't already subscribed to that, Johnny Blaze, be sure to check it out. It is the Kiwi Lads Extras, also known as the Kiwi Lads Gaming initially. It has been changed, and we have got a couple of real-life videos coming up on there as well. Now, Maceo Brown so they're off to Joe Schroeder. He's going to be picked up and dropped by Odiumbo. Was not messing around. In fact, it was Hamwa. Now the draw and pass, just needed to find it for the number 2. He goes in and scores the try in the corner. It is going to be a very nice run from Brozel, and he goes over for the try. Ben Brozel, his first try off Vancouver, possibly not the last either, because he has been looking pretty impressive throughout the last little while, but currently only a couple minutes left in that game. Could be near over for the USA. For Kenya, I should say, sorry, if they do end up making their way over the line. Maybe one more time, they've got a half a chance. It's going to be a tough kick for the USA right in the corner. It was scored. Going away to the right. In fact, it was the left, messing up my lefts and the rights there. Johnny, you're up very early for an Easter Sunday. Have you got, is it Sunday or Monday at the moment? It must be Sunday. Have you got work today, or do you get the day off? Do you let me know, Johnny? Only a minute and a half left. And this one kicking it off. They took too long again now, but this time it was the USA. It did take a little bit too long, or in fact, it might have been for kicking it in front of the halfway line. Yes, it was. They say in a metre and a half in front of halfway. It does end up getting him in trouble, and now it will be Tabo. Does take the quick tap on the halfway line for Kenya. If they score between the sticks with 1 minute 10 left, they could get the job done. Odhiambo on the inside here for Kenya. Now Tabu, they're trying to force them wide, and it's a slap down. It's going to be a penalty, double blow of the whistle. This could be not just a yellow card, but this could almost be a penalty try. No, he does go off the field. Good morning, all. Says Tame there. Welcome into the live stream. I hope you are doing well. Currently, the USA, they are only 5 points ahead, and now Kenya have got a minute left with a man advantage to try and make the most of it, get themselves a try. And if they go over, that will be a massive moment for them in this game. Now only a few meters out here for Kenya. Odhiambo once again with the step, using that strength, but he's going to be wrestled down in a good tackle by Talapusi. Now with the man advantage, they've got another advantage. Talbo going to be going back across now for Kenya. He's right on the mark, takes the quick tap. They're going to have to retreat quick here for the USA, but Kenya, couple quick steps, and it's the try between the sticks. And Kenya score. Bush Moale has been able to go over and score it right at the final moment. And no days off, mate. I have an inspection on Wednesday, so I need a get job done ASAP. And there says Johnny, always working that one. But that is the yellow card offence. And then from there, Kenya getting the try between the posts. This is a nice, easy drop kick that they will be able to go for to win the game here, although I believe they have still got just enough time to be able to have one more chance in this game. It's kicked over. That is the game, and Kenya win up against the USA. Massive upset there for the Kenyans, but brilliantly done, 19 points to 17, and they have been able to get that one done very nicely. But nonetheless, our next live stream, we are just about to transfer over to it. It is going to be Fiji versus England. That's not the right score. They need to give Kenya the credit. It was 19 points to 17 in that game, but we are straight into the next game, so we'll see you all in a very short moment. But Kenya